Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're breaking down a clash that is, honestly, an absolute tactical masterclass between India and England. We're going to treat the sheer, unrelenting chaos of this fictional matchup with the exact analytical seriousness it deserves. Because if you look closely at the formations, the bizarre substitutions, and the wild momentum swings on the pitch, what you find is nothing short of peak cinema. It's like a giant puzzle. This wasn't just a game, it was this unbelievable exhibition of unpredictable strategy. So let's analyze exactly how these defining moments actually unfolded. But first, to truly understand the gravity of this fixture, you kind of have to feel the historical weight resting on these players' shoulders. The flames of 57, the scars of Jalia, the march to Dandi, the cry of Quit India. History has walked this path before, right? And tonight, it arrives directly on a football pitch. We're literally talking about the weight of a billion dreams, a historical grudge match where passion and fire meet on the turf. It's with this super heavy, grave atmosphere setting the stage that these unbelievable teams walked out, ready to either rise to the occasion or, well, let England reclaim the moment. And wow, that brings us to the starting lineups. Just look at this. On the left, India sets up with Kali in goal, with Sentry Boy and Tala anchoring the backline. They've got Lagan and Bobby G commanding the midfield, Modinho and Bhagatuso operating out wide to support King, all feeding into the absolute attacking powerhouse of Mbappu up top. Then on the right, England's lineup is equally formidable and deeply unorthodox. You have the expressionless, highly focused Voltemata setting the tone, supported by Churchillini and the controversial Andrew Toddy in defense. Clinically analyzing the defensive capabilities of someone like Andrew Toddy against the lightning-fast attacking threat of Mbappu, that presents one of the most fascinating positional battles of the entire tournament. Now, the true wildcard in this matchup, it's actually the man pulling the strings for England on the touchline. While India's management has this massive presence, England relies on the highly unpredictable Mr. Bean. Yeah, you heard that right. He's a manager known for, let's just say, highly erratic touchline behavior and a totally unconventional tactical philosophy. He works himself into a rhythm, just soaking in the stadium atmosphere. It's a chaotic defensive structure that he implements, leaving opponents entirely guessing. Honestly, you cannot adequately prepare for a system when the manager himself operates on a completely different wavelength. And man, that unpredictability was tested the second the whistle blew. Mbappu gets us underway, rolls it to King, who slips it to Bobby G. The ball finds its way back to King, who lifts his head, spots the run, and suddenly, bam! Mbappu accelerates, space opening up entirely. He threads a pristine ball right through to Bhagatuso. Bhagatuso was through on goal, and no way does he miss. He arrives right on time, slotting it home, and just like that, India draws first blood and takes the lead. The speed, the rapid-fire passing, the clinical execution, it was an absolute masterclass in swift attacking football that left England completely shaken. Okay, let's just slow down for a quick second, because we absolutely have to highlight the unbelievable athleticism required to survive at this level. 33 seconds. Following a brilliant lob through to KP, who takes the shot first time, we witness an absolutely incredible save. A reaction time clocked in this astonishing 33 seconds. To put that into perspective, it's these elite split-second moments of athletic brilliance that dictate the entire flow of the match and keep a team's hopes alive when they are under immense pressure. We actually see this elite athleticism again in the mid-air tactical battles. Queen is looking for options and swings in a highly dangerous dropping cross. The ball is hanging in the air, creating this massive moment of vulnerability for the defense. But look at the counter strategy. King rises to the occasion. He leverages his dominant aerial ability, wins the physical battle against Queen, and secures a solid clearance. And he doesn't just neutralize the threat, he instantly uses that momentum to drive the ball forward for India. It's a textbook example of turning defense into instant offense. Which brings us to the next critical phase of this explainer. Section 1, the masterstroke, England's surreal counterattack. So, down a goal and facing intense pressure, the tactical panic on the England touchline is totally palpable. They are out of control. Manager Mr. Bean starts gesturing frantically, realizing the current setup just isn't working. Then comes the pivotal moment, a touchline consultation with none other than Harry Potter. I know, it's wild. Potter insists, points across the pitch, clearly identifying a structural weakness in India's shape. And the result? Amidst total chaos, Stephen Walking is boldly substituted in for KP. It is a wildly unorthodox move that completely reshapes England's attacking profile on the fly. And you know what? The substitution pays off almost immediately. Stephen Walking receives the ball and begins driving with sheer intent. What's absolutely incredible here is his total disregard for the traditional system. Stokes wants the ball, Churchillini is actively calling for it, but walking, he ignores them both. He skips past the first defender, then another, executing a brilliant solo effort to find the back of the net. With one moment of individual brilliance, Stephen Walking completely changes the equation and scores a stunning equalizer. England is roaring again. England then capitalizes on that momentum shift with just ruthless execution. Andrew Toddy stands over a corner, playing it short. Beckham receives it neatly, driving forward to pull off a perfectly smooth nutmeg on Bhagatuso. Harry Pletter gets critically involved, returning the ball to Beckham, who scans the box. Ed Heron is calling for it. The pass comes in, and Heron finishes the job, giving England the lead. It's this intricate, multi-layered set piece that catches India completely off guard. So the crucial point here is exactly how Ed Heron impacted the pitch in that critical moment. His contribution was basically twofold, split perfectly down the middle. On one side, he took the immense pressure and divided the Indian defense, pulling their center backs completely out of position. On the other side, he multiplied the on-field chaos. By doing exactly this, Ed Heron didn't just score a goal, he completely flipped the script of the match, putting the tactical burden squarely back on India's shoulders. Now, looking at how this builds, the sheer speed and wild momentum swings of this first half are just chaotic. India draws first blood with Bhagatuso, followed immediately by Stephen Walking's equalizer. Before the dust even settles, England takes the lead through Ed Heron, but wait, India isn't done. They formulate an instant, desperate reply, recognizing they need a response quickly to settle back into their rhythm. Here is exactly how that instant reply was executed. India pushes the pace. Bobby G tries to work the angle, but initially, Ed Heron intercepts with a brilliant tackle. The fire is clearly in Heron, but India regroups. Tala scans the pitch, sees King wanting it short, but actually spots a better opportunity. He executes a brilliant trick throw-in that completely fools the English defense. Bobby G receives it, perfectly spots the run, and finds exactly who she is looking for. Boy charges forward with unstoppable momentum, still going, and delivers an absolutely incredible finishing strike to equalize. Seriously, the impact of that goal cannot be overstated. The big boss has just taken over the house once again. Boy didn't just score an equalizer. He produced what could easily be argued as one of the most spectacular goals of the entire tournament. It was a massive statement of intent, a display of pure dominance that instantly locked the score and reestablished India's massive presence on the pitch. And that brings us to a total deadlock. India 2, England 2. The intense pressure is swinging back and forth like a pendulum. Both of these teams featuring some of the most surreal and unconventional tactical deployments we have ever analyzed find themselves entirely even in this historic grudge match. Everything they've thrown at each other, the trick plays, the bizarre substitutions, the unbelievable solo runs, has resulted in a perfectly balanced stalemate. But just as the pressure reaches an absolute boiling point, the tactical board gets scrambled one last time. The match is paused. Roni is being subbed off, leaving a massive gap in England's formation. But the real mystery, the absolute cliffhanger that leaves us totally breathless, is who is coming on. What final, unpredictable masterstroke is about to be deployed to break this 2-2 deadlock? That single tactical unknown is going to decide this entire clash. And honestly, isn't that exactly what makes this sport and this highly surreal masterclass so utterly captivating? So, what do you think happens next?